Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on my friend Emily. This is a bridal makeup tutorial, but this look will do for any special event or anytime you want to look a little bit more glamorous. So let's begin. I'm first prepping her skin by cleaning it with some cleansing water from Simple. And now I'm going to prime it with a hydrating primer because Emily's skin is more on the drier side. I definitely want to use a hydrating primer. If you are more oily, I would definitely recommend using a mattifying primer to keep you nice and matte on your special day. I'm actually going to be layering up some primers today, so I'm going to be taking the Smashbox primer water and spraying that all over her face as well. Now I'm taking my Graftomian foundation palette. This is my favorite foundation for special events because it gives no flashback, looks absolutely flawless on the skin, and is amazing in photos. So I'm taking the lightest shade in the palette and just applying that all over her skin with a beauty blender. I do prefer using this foundation with a beauty blender because it does thin it out just a little bit since it is on the thicker side. This foundation gives you a full coverage without making you feel cakey, and it's also great for oily as well as for dry skin. Just make sure to set it with a powder if you do have oily skin. Moving on to the eyes, I'm priming them with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I like this because it cancels out any redness and it also primes really well for the eyeshadow and makes it last all night. Now the first shadow that I'm going to be using is a bone colored eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply that on the upper half of her eye just to sort of set the primer. Now I'm taking my ANASTASIA Orange Soda, and on a fluffy brush I'm applying that right above her crease, and this is going to warm everything up and it's going to act as a really nice transition shade. Then taking ANASTASIA Dusty Rose and applying that into her crease with a more precise blending brush, and this is going to be yet another transition color for the next color that we're going to be applying. So I'm basically just applying that into her crease as well as on the outer corner of her eye using very small circular motions and windshield wiper motions. Next, taking Anastasia Beauty Mark and applying that with an even more precise blending brush right into the crease on the eye and also on the outer corner of the eye, and this is going to really start to define the eye. So you basically want to just keep on building that up until you're happy with the way it looks. You want to apply, blend to get a really nice seamless look. To darken up the look a little bit more, I'm taking Anastasia Smoke and applying that right on the outer corner of the eye, still letting the beauty mark peek through, but just to add a little bit more depth. I find that by layering darker shadows on top of each other, it just creates such a beautiful amount of depth, and it also creates a really pretty gradient effect. Next, taking Day Rate, which is just a light dusty pink, I'm just applying that right above the color that we just applied to help blend it out a little bit. Taking an even more precise blending brush, I'm taking a matte black shade and Smoke once again, and I'm just applying that right on the outer corner and blending that out. Then I'm spraying a synthetic brush with some Fix Plus and applying MAKEUPGEEK Starry Eyed, which is a gorgeous pinky foiled eyeshadow, and it is so gorgeous all over the lid, and it really just makes your lids glow. And I love the contrast of the really pretty glowy eyeshadow to the really smoky outer corner. I think it's gorgeous, and it's just smoky enough so that it's not too harsh. Then taking a clean blending brush and just blending along the edges to make sure that everything is smooth. To conceal, I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked Concealer and putting that underneath her eyes and then blending it out with the Beauty Blender. I really like this concealer because it's a pretty good coverage. I would say it's about medium to full, and it also is very lightweight, so it does not look cakey. Now to set her under eyes, I'm taking my Hourglass Dim Light Setting Powder, which is a very lightweight powder, and it's perfect if you do not have oily skin but you still don't want your makeup to crease because it doesn't make you look dry. So now I'm taking my bronzer. This is my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Actually, this is Milk Chocolate Soleil. And I'm applying that in all the bronzing zones on the face. So on the temples, on the cheekbones, down the neck, as well as on the jawline, just to give a nice transition shade for the contour powder that I will be applying right after this. For my contour, taking Anastasia Java and Fawn and mixing them both together and just applying that in the hollows of her cheeks, just the smallest amount. I don't want her to be heavily contoured, but just a little bit really goes a long way. The smallest amount of contour will still make your features pop, and especially in photographs, it will look amazing. Also applying that on the hairline as well as the temples and the jawline and down the neck. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Banana Powder and I'm just applying that right underneath the contour to make it pop and to make it just a touch bit more sharp. By doing this, it's really just going to clean it all up. And I also ran it along the actual contour powder to soften it. I also went ahead and contoured her nose as well, very softly. You really want to make sure this is soft, but contouring your nose will really make your nose pop and make it look really nice and defined. And I'm going along the edges with a beauty blender to really soften it. And then to highlight, I put the banana powder down the center of her nose. Now for the blush, I'm taking MAKEUPGEEK Head Over Heels and applying that to the apples of her cheeks. This is a really pretty soft pink blush that has a little bit of a glow to it. Speaking of glow, cannot forget about that highlight. So I'm taking my Kevyn Aucoin Celestial highlighter. It's a liquid highlighter. It's gorgeous. And applying that to the tops of the cheekbones and a little bit on the apple of the cheek. Also on the tip of the nose to make it look really nice and lifted. I'm then going in with a powder highlighter. This is Kevyn Aucoin Candlelight. This is absolutely gorgeous for brides because it is glowy and not sparkly or shimmery. So just applying that right on top of the liquid to set it, and this will also make it last all day, and it will make you look so gorgeously glowy. I'm now filling in her brows using the ANASTASIA Brow Wiz. I wanted her brows to be really nice and soft, so I'm just really filling in the shape and perfecting them just a little bit, not making them too harsh whatsoever. We just want the brows to frame the eyes nicely. We don't want them to be the center of attention, so that is why I am doing that. Next, I'm taking the ANASTASIA Clear Brow Gel to set the brows so that they stay in place. This is literally like a bulletproof vest for your brows. They will not move. Alright, now time to finish off the eyes. So I'm taking my MAC BLACKTRAck gel eyeliner and just using that to line the whole entire lash line, and I'm wigging it out right on the outer corner slightly just to give her eyes a really pretty feminine, feline-esque sort of look. Now you cannot forget about that lower lash line. This will really complete a look. So I first took Dusty Rose and applied that along the whole entire lash line, and then taking Beauty Mark and really pressing that up against the lower lash line to add some definition there. And then going in with Smoke right on the outer corner and pressing it even closer to the lower lash line to really define it, and then blending it out with a pencil brush. Then I'm taking my Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Smog and lining her waterline with that. It's just a dark brown liner that's gorgeous. Next, for the lashes, I'm taking my Ardell Demi Wispies. These are absolutely beautiful for a bride because they look really nice and natural, but they still give a lot of oomph to your lashes, and they're also very comfortable to wear as well. Then take any mascara I would choose waterproof and apply that to your top lashes as well as your bottom lashes, and then it's time to move on to the lips. So I'm first lining them with MAC Boldly Bare Lip Liner. This is just a really pretty soft nude lip liner, and then I'm filling them in with the Anastasia Liquid Lipstick in Milkshake. Liquid lipsticks dry matte and they will not move, so I think that is perfect for a wedding day. And then I'm just topping everything off with a pink gloss. This is Anastasia Peony, and it adds such a pretty pink sheen to the lips. Finishing everything off with some BECCA Moonstone on the brow bone as well as on the inner corner of the eye, which adds such a gorgeous sheen to the look. And then to lock everything in place, I'm using my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And that is it for the finished tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Do not forget to let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What would you like to see me do next on a client? Because I love doing these looks for you guys. I think they're really fun. Do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Okay, it's June 23rd, 2015, and I am scared. We've been here for 5 days, and Andrew's already told me the most ridiculous